Hello Prepsters! Jai Hind! Welcome back to your wonderful channel MathSteps. So this is the fifth video in the SSP series. In the previous videos, I have given you all the detailed insight and the complete information about the psychological testing and tutor testing which is conducted in the SSB interview. If you have any doubt in that video and you haven't watched that video, then you can click on the link on the I button, or I have also given the link in the description box, so you can check from that and clear all your doubts and confusion. Now moving to this video. In this video, I will clear one by one all the individual obstacles of the A4 selection board, because the individual obstacles for AFSB, that is the A4 selection board, is different from the Army and the Navy. Army and Navy. Which means that Army and the Navy has same kind of individual obstacles, but it differs from the Air Force individual obstacles. Means these the individual obstacles in the Air Force, which are 10 individual obstacles of Air Force, are different from the Army and the Navy. That is, Army and the Navy has same kind and Air Force has different kind. So in this video, I will cover all the individual obstacles of Air Force, and in the next video I will cover the Army and the Navy. So I will cover one by one the individual obstacles with the original pictures. That is, before every individual obstacle which I will explain, a original picture will be displayed for 5 to 10 seconds for the better visualization of that obstacle. And after that original picture will move out, then I will explain the specifications of the obstacle, like the height, length, and how to tackle that obstacle in a effective way. So let's get started with our first obstacle of the Air Force selection board, that is high jump. So the high jump is the first obstacle of the AFSB, that is Air Force selection board. So high jump. So in the high jump, first of all, after clearing this high jump, you will get 1 marks. So by the marks, you can understand that it is a pretty easy obstacle, because only 1 marks will be given, and as the difficulty level of the task will increase, the number awarded to you will increase. So for this you will get 1 mark. So it is a pretty easy task, and in this you have nothing to do, but only you have to do this. You have to jump. This is the ground. You have to come running and jump over this pole. This is the plastic pole, and the height from the ground is something 4 feet. 3 to 4 feet. 3 to 4 feet. The height is 3 to 4 feet, and you have to jump over this pole. And by this you can complete high jump. The advice in this obstacle is that you have to run in such a way that it generates suitable thrust, so that you can move your body over this pole without touching this pole. So in this, running matters, and the core stability and the core strength also matters, because that only will help you in jumping over this pole. So after this you can clear easily, because in this nothing is there. Number two is single ramp jump. Single ramp jump. So in single ramp jump, there as the name suggests, there will be a ramp and you have to jump over that ramp. That is, this is a ramp, means this is a slope and this is the ground. This distance is 4 feet. So every distance which I will talk here will be in feet only. So this is the ground. You have to come running. And from here you have to jump in such a way that you land up here. That is, you should cross 4 feet in the land. You should jump in such a way that you cross here, that you reach here by covering 4 feet distance. So this is a single ramp jump, and the award marks will be 2 marks. Now coming to the third obstacle, that is balancing beam. That is balancing beam. So in balancing beam, you have to balance your body in such a way that you crosses it. So this is a pole, and this will be distance. So this distance is something about 6 feet. That is from here to here, and the height from the ground is 5 feet, and the height from the ground is 5 feet. So you will be standing here with the help of the stairs or the blocks. You will climb up and stand here, and then you will start your walking, and you have to reach here, and the height from the ground is 5 feet, and you have to move 6 feet. So the advice here is that you should take 4 to 5 long steps, so that by maintaining the stability, 4 to 5 long steps by maintaining the stability. So like this you can cross this balancing beam. In this, the major thing is that your mind should be stable. That if your mind will be stable, then your body will also be stable, and you can easily cross this obstacle. So these 3 obstacles are pretty easy, and I am sure that you can cross them easily. So the fourth obstacle is the fourth obstacle is double jump. So the fourth obstacle is double jump. So in double jump, you have to, as the name suggests, you have to jump double. That is, you have to jump twice. That is, you have to first reach on this platform with the help of the stairs. And you have to stand here, and you have to jump over here. There will be some distance between this, about 2 feet, something 2 to 3 feet, and this distance will be 8 feet, and this distance will be 4 feet. That is height of the longer obstacle. That is longer obstacle is 8 feet, and the height is 4 feet. So you have to climb up to this place, and from here you have to jump from there to here, and from here you have to jump here. So it is also a pretty simple obstacle, and the marks awarded for this is 4 marks. So now coming to fifth obstacle. Fifth obstacle is Burma Bridge. So in Burma Bridge, you have to do nothing, but it is also pretty easy task, but this is a time consuming task. So in this, you have to keep in mind that you have to cross this obstacle at a very high speed. So in this, there will be 2 ends, and there will be 2 ropes, and the distance is 25 feet, and the height is something about 5 feet from the ground level. So you have to climb till here, and from here you have to use both the hands and the legs to move in between these 2 parallel ropes and reach here. So in this, you have to, one thing you have to keep in mind, that you should consume your time less. So by this you can cross this Burma Bridge also. So by this you can cross the Burma Bridge. You have to keep in mind that time consumes less. You can easily do this. The sixth obstacle is, so the sixth obstacle, Burma Bridge is done, double jump is done, Burma Bridge is done, tire jump, wall climb. So wall climb. So in wall climb, you have to cross 8 feet wall with the help of a ramp. With the help of a ramp, you have to climb 8 feet wall. That is, this is the 8 feet wall. This is the 8 feet wall, and this is a ramp, and this is a slope like structure. And you have to come running, and with the help of the slope, you have to generate suitable thrust that pushes the body, and you grab this wall, and after grabbing this wall, push your body upwards and stand here. and by standing here you should jump downwards. You should, while jumping you should not worry about getting injured, because here is suitable amount of sand which will counterbalance your weight, and thus you will not get hurt. So you have to just do a thing that you should adjust your speed of running in such a way that you develop a suitable thrust to push your body upwards and hold this wall, and by holding this wall push your body upwards like you do chin-ups, and stand over here and just fall on this, with your two legs and then you will not get hurt because sand is there. And but one cautious thing you have to keep in mind while doing this, that there is red things here, red dots are there, red marks are there, and I have told you in the GTO task, rule of color. In rule of color says that red color cannot be touched by you or by helping material. In this there is no helping material, so you cannot touch this red color. So the GTO officer is seeing you that you do not touch this red color, because it gives a sign to the GTO that you are how much vigilant or careful. So this is a sign which the GTO takes it if you touch the red color. So you have to be vigilant enough while crossing the obstacle. You have to be vigilant enough. So 4, 5, 6 done. Seventh obstacle is, so the seventh obstacle of the day is tire jump. So tire jump. The seventh obstacle of the day is tire jump. Tire jump. So in this there will be a tire. Of course, if there is a tire jump, so there will be tire. So this is a tire. So the height from the ground is 5 feet. This height is 5 feet, and you have to come running and hold this with your two hands and push your body up. And first of all, your legs, you should move your legs inside than your head, because if you push your head inside the tire firstly, then you will not get your vision then where to land. You will not get a proper vision that where to land, and your shoulders can stuck in between these tires. So the best method to cross this tire jump is that you should firstly hold this tire by your two hands and then push your leg upwards and move your legs through the tire first, then putting your head first. So if you put your leg first, then you can pass this tire easily. And don't by mistake touch this rope, because this rope is painted red to check your carefulness. As I have told you that rule of color is also applicable here, and rule of color says that red color cannot be touched by you. So don't touch this rope by mistake. Also hold this tire, and by holding this tire push yourself up and move your lower body first, and then you can reach easily. So eighth obstacle is, so the next obstacle is tiger leap. So the next obstacle is tiger leap. So tiger leap. So in this there will be ladder, and you have to stand over here. You have to climb the ladder and stand over here, and after this there will be a rope, and you have to just jump and grab this rope by the hand tightly, and just you have to move downwards. And this height is about 5 to 6 feet. So from 5 to 6 feet you have to jump in such a way that you grab the rope tightly, and then by sliding you come down. Don't jump from here. It is not permitted. It is not permitted that you jump from here. You have to come sliding, because if you jump from here it will hurt you. So you have to come sliding with the help of your hands and legs. So in this obstacle, my advice is that don't see down, but only see upwards. That your eyesight, the angle of eye which you make with the rope, see only that. Don't broaden your angle and don't see down, because if you will see down you will get worried and you will not do the obstacle or get yourself hurt while grabbing the rope downwards, because you have to grab the rope at your eye level only, at your chest level only. That is on your chest level only. That you must grab the rope at your chest level only, and by holding at chest level, then you with your leg you should grab the rope also, and with the grab, and now your hand hold the rope and your leg is holding the rope. So now it is pretty simple that you little by little lose the rope and then you will come down. This is my advice, that don't look down and hold the rope at the chest level tightly and then slide down and you will reach easily here. And the ninth obstacle is monkey crawl. Ninth obstacle is monkey crawl. Monkey crawl. So the ninth obstacle is monkey crawl. In this there will be two lines and a rope will be tightened in between this, and the distance is 20 to 25 feet and the height from the ground is 3 to 4 feet. So you have to climb up here and you have to just crawl upside down like a monkey by holding your hands upside down. So you have to move in this way. So if you will move in this way, then you will reach here, or if you will move from this way, you will reach here. So this is also a moderate level of individual obstacle. In this the hardness is moderate, so you can do this. So you can do this easily. So the last obstacle is the hardest one, because in this you have to climb a rope climb. So there will be a rope. This will be a rope. It is about 20 feet high. So it is about 20 feet high, and from bottom you have to start and you have to come here and touch this pole, and after touching this pole you have to go down also. So this is a very hard obstacle, because in this lot of physical strength you needed, and a technique also you needed. So with the help of physical strength and technique you can climb this rope. So I have given you all the obstacles of the Air Force Selection Board, and now I will tell some rules which will clear your doubts of the individual obstacles. So the rules are: number one rule, that there will be 10 individual obstacles. There will be 10 obstacles and time will be given 3 minutes. And if you cross 10 obstacles before 3 minutes, then the extra time which is left in your hand, then you can repeat the obstacles. Now 10 obstacles will give you 55 marks. That is 1 plus 2 plus 3 dot 10. 10 obstacles, individual marks are also there. So 55 is the grand total. Now if your 30 seconds are left and you cross 4 obstacles more, then that obstacle marks will be added in this and your total will be increased. So by this you can increase your obstacle by increasing your mental and physical health. And by staying fit, you can increase your marks. So this is 10 obstacles, 3 minutes, 55 marks, and if the time is left, you can do more obstacles and you can increase your marks. Now second rule is that rule of color is applicable here. That is, if a structure is painted red, then you cannot touch that by mistake also. So rule of color is there. 10 obstacles, 3 minutes are there. And Air Force Selection Board, I have told you the individual obstacles of the Air Force Selection Board, and in the next video I will tell you of the Army and the Navy, because Army and the Navy has the same kind of individual obstacles. So this is done. So these are the rules which last thing is that this is the tip. The tip of the day is that if you are a fresher, that if you haven't faced the SSB, that is if you haven't faced the stage 2 of the SSB, that is if you haven't faced the stage 2 of the SSB, then you can choose your own path of the individual obstacles. That is, what you have to do first or last, you can choose by yourself. that is you will start by 10th number obstacle, that is which will give you 10 marks or 1 marks. It is in your hand. That is the path of the individual obstacle is in your hand. Path of race, I will call it race, is in your hands. Is in your hands. You can choose according to your capability. So I will say that first check your capability, that your flexibility is more or your running speed is more or your physical strength is more. By that only you should compare your path by your strengths. So, and my advice for this is that choose a path in which the time taken from one obstacle to another obstacle is less. So choose that path in which the time covering from one obstacle is another obstacle is less. So the time from A to B is less. Choose that path, and choose that path also which matches your capability, that is your strength and weaknesses. So I have told you about all the rules, all the individual obstacles, and all the tips which you can take and prepare and give your performance a best, and give a best performance in the individual obstacles. So until then, prepare hard for the SSB and also the written. Until then, Jai Hind.